The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable is back for another edition, another rendition, another installment of the vaunted Lunch Hour. It's your boy Jarv here, alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Dini the Balance, alongside the homie Mace, the Fantastic Four, definitely on deck. No breaks, no none of that. We took last Friday off, but we back on deck this week because there's actual things to talk about. On this episode, we'll be getting into a little bit of that whole interview with Gayle. We'll be talking about Nas, the philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? Nas doing that. I know the Escobarians are happy. And then is there trouble in Griselda Paradise? Some tweets are flying. There's questions to be asked. But we're gonna get into whole first. But before we do that, can we hit that like button? Hit that comment. Hit that subscribe. Get that notification bell. We need 300 likes on each and every video. We just lost Mace. I don't know what happened there. But nevertheless, while Mace gets his connection right, we need 300 likes on every video. Roundtablemerch.com. Run that up. If you're feeling generous, hit that Cash App, the Rap Roundtable. Keep it real simple. You know what I mean? And once you're done watching this stream, tapping in with us and joining Lunch Hour, go over to the socials. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. They're all there. If the only difference with Twitter is you got to type in Rap Roundtable PC, Rap Roundtable Podcast, because somehow there's the Rap Roundtable on Twitter who hasn't tweeted anything in God knows how long. I'm about to hit Elon and see if he can. Maybe, you know what, Elon be active on Twitter. I should ask him, see if he'll give us that domain name if I just add him directly. Maybe he'll make a move for your boy so that we can get the Rap Roundtable on Twitter so we can be uniform.
Might be a move.
Yo, whoever that is, run that name, man. You're not using it.
You're not. The shit is there. You fucking us up, respectfully. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, let's get into this whole.
Yes.
You know, I know you see the headline is Jay-Z afraid to drop another album, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But he's doing this Gayle interview for CBS, their morning show. It's a big look, but there's a segment of hip hop, and I know we've covered it as well, with Hip Hop 50. You know, he didn't pop out for Hip Hop 50. He was on tour with his wife. I believe that tour is now finished, and he's back. He's doing things, whatever the case may be. He's in Brooklyn. He's moving around. All of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but the social media clips of him going from city to city, being rich with his wife, are no longer being seen. We saw some footage of them at a restaurant, but like the crowd shots with the Douce bottles at the concert being great, living his best life. And trust me, I'm a whole fan. I ain't never gonna be mad at him living his best life. They're gone. So I know there's people who are gonna be out here like, oh, he's not doing Hip Hop 50. He's doing Gayle and CBS. This is not hip hop. So Sincere the Rap Snob, let's get this out the way early. I know people are mad. Now he's a sellout for going on CBS. Get it off your chest, sir.
I mean, look, CBS is the oldest, whitest network there is on television, man.
Right.
And look, I honestly, if there's people that's fucking with this interview and there's people that's like detractors and not really feeling that, I could kind of see both sides. I understand Jay. You know what I mean? I understand the moves that he makes. I understand he moves from a place of wanting to bring, you know that line he had, like, I didn't cross over, I brought, I brought the hood to the masses. You know what I mean? I think that's what he's trying to do. Like, he's trying to legitimize hip hop. Even you know what I mean? It's 2023. Like, hip hop is everywhere. It's American culture. It's pop culture. But I think with Jay, like, he feels like there's still more work that can be done in terms of bringing hip hop full level to everything else, to be on level with rock and roll, to be on level with, country music. You know what I mean? And I think that's every move that he makes is with that in mind. Like, no matter how big hip hop has grown, his number one focus is making sure that hip hop is never plays second fiddle to any other genre or any other culture in America. So from that perspective, I understand the move of, the interview with Gayle on CBS. You know what I mean?
Okay. Mace, we got you back on deck here. You know, the whole conversation at the moment is more about people in the culture being upset that during Hip Hop 50 he didn't pop out, but now he's on CBS talking about himself, but he's not on the hip hop platform talking about himself. What do you have to say to that concept that Jay is still quote not putting on for hip hop? Because you know there's gonna be some people who are gonna run around saying he's not doing this and he's not doing that, whatever the case may be. So what do you have to say to that?
First, I was happy to see Jay out, period. You know what I mean? Like, they've been acting like he's been hiding, you know, all Hip Hop 50. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in the dungeon, afraid to acknowledge. So it's good out in general. You know what I mean? Listen, at this point with the Hip Hop 50 thing, if you didn't keep the same energy with Kanye, if you didn't keep the same energy with Eminem, if you didn't fuck is who anything. People who put out albums this year haven't said anything. So if you still on that, I feel just want to be an angry guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not offended. You know what I'm saying? He didn't pop out for Hip Hop 50. Me personally, I still don't believe in the actual day. I know me and Sin, we almost fell out because of this, but I still the actual day that you know what I mean, that hip hop started in 1973. You know what I mean? But
December 25th. Don't give your kids and your family no Christmas gifts, bro. You know what I mean? If you don't believe in days,
that's not really Jesus' birthday either, bro. That's a made up day too.
That's what I'm saying. If all dates are arbitrary, just give up all dates, bro.
I might consider actually. You know?
Hey man, look, Deanie, talk to me because Mace connection is a little wild right now. Mace, if you can hear me, get that right, bro. It ain't working, gang. So what like Deanie, from your perspective, as always, you're the most reasonable person in this room. He's on CBS. He's a sellout. He only cares about himself.
Oh shit! All right. Well, I believe if and I hate to admit this, but if you're trying to get a message out to the global masses, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna kind of be hard to do that solely on like a platform like Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? If you want it out to the free world, CBS is where you want to go, and this is bigger than Jay right now. Even though it's weird because it's this weird dichotomy I'm trying to balance with, because it's a celebration of Hove through the Book of Hove at Brooklyn Public Library. But I'm like, if nothing else, is that not a celebration of Hip Hop 50 though? Is it not? You know what I'm saying? It's granted it's a, you may see okay, just let me break it down. It may seem a little self-serving, you know, the situation that at hand, Book of Hove, but when you look at it, bro, like, we've never seen nothing like this ever before, bro. Like, the man's lyrics are posted on the building. Like, this is monstrous. We've never seen anything like this. An entire indoor exhibit dedicated to a rapper, bro, at the most populated Brooklyn Public Library in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? They didn't put him in like the Marcy Library, bro, which is a small little spot. They put him at the big dog spot for representation.
Look, if it, I gotta push back on this, man.
Proceed.
If it was a true celebration of Hip Hop 50, they would have put Nas's verses on the front of the building. They would have put Rakim's verses on the front of the building.
It's Brooklyn,
they could have put Biggie's verses. They could have put Mos Def verses. They could have put Big Daddy Kane verses. There's a lot of Brooklyn rappers.
Absolutely
Fabulous.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Brooklyn rappers.
But nobody's done it like Hove though.
You know what? Nah,
I understand, but stop trying. Look. I just stop trying to spin it as this is a celebration this is Jay's way of celebrating Hip Hop 50. Because if that was the case,
hurry up, Sid. Because now I'm annoyed.
There would have been way more quotables on the front of that building.
I'm just saying, if it was Nas and all that shit was on the Queens Public Library, bro, we would have took that as an older hip hop. Well, we have not.
That's a fact. You know what? You know what? It's been a while since I've really been the Jay-Z fan of this fucking podcast. I've been
made sure to spread the wealth. Like
I've been very
salute to Nas.
We're gonna talk about that in a second, but Nas would have made sure to spread the wealth.
How the fuck you know that? You work for Nas, nigga? You on Mass Appeal payroll? How you know that?
Look, the next story we're gonna talk about. Let's Let's get through this so we can get to that.
Anyway, I'm about sick and tired of you pedestrian ass niggas getting mad at Jay-Z and y'all get mad at Jay-Z for shit that y'all celebrate other niggas for. And again, I hold Jay-Z super accountable here. When he does fuck shit, I call it fuck shit. When he does dope shit, I call it dope shit. But the pedestrians getting mad at this nigga and bending themselves into a whole pretzel, one of them little small roll gold pretzels too, to get their shit off about Jay-Z. It's fucking sickening, bro. You're gonna let me cook. You're gonna let me cook. You're gonna let me cook.
It was Deanie bending himself into making this a hip hop 50 celebration.
I'm just keeping it a beam.
No, he wasn't.
Keeping it a beam, bro.
No, he wasn't.
I got the cape on now. Now the cape is on. I'm flying. Is Hov not hip hop? Is it not unheard of for a rapper to have his? Think about where rap started, the way rap was treated, the way it was damn near absconded by the general public 30, 40 years ago, to now the biggest library in the borough has rap lyrics on the cover. That's hip hop.
Big deal, bro.
Hip hop did that.
But
niggas is so caught up on niggas is more concerned with Jay-Z's financial impact more than Hov is, but they'll spin it like, he's so arrogant, he's braggadocious. Y'all niggas is worried about that. Y'all be more worried about that than Hov. Hov ain't even know about this shit. Allegedly.
You believe that, John? You believe that?
I don't.
That allegedly was real.
but for the sake of argument, allegedly, he ain't know about that. Does it fall in line with all the narratives about Jay-Z? Yes. But we're not gonna decide to pick and choose what's hip-hop from what's not hip-hop when a rapper got his lyrics in a library, considering where rap came from. No, all of y'all are so upset about this. Y'all have not taken any time to think about how crazy that is. That's why I'm glad Deanie brought up Nas. If the Queens Central Library, the number one branch in Queens, had Illmatic lyrics on the front, niggas would not have nothing to say. Y'all wouldn't say shit.
Listen, I'm still trying to go.
You would have called Nas arrogant.
I'm still trying to go to the Book of Hov. We still haven't been out there, bro.
You right.
Right? So,
I want to hate and say it was a Book of Nas. You would have won already, but
you would have.
I'm still trying to go.
He would have got on the train.
I want to see it.
We're gonna definitely pop. We're gonna pop out.
You know what I mean? The recreation of baseline inside, all the albums with the album covers, the diamond sculpture, like it's all a big deal. It's all dope. But where I draw the line is spinning it like this is a true celebration of hip hop 50. This is a celebration of Jay-Z representing hip hop. He represents hip hop, but it's not hip hop.
What's wrong with that?
It's not all encompassing hip hop.
Is his impact not all encompassing?
To what end?
I dare you to say to Jay-Z fans.
The future of hip hop, bro.
To what end? What's
hip hop? He's the most successful artist that's not white or mixed to do it.
I'm about to say, yo, Jake about to put up some Michael Jackson numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can't even say that.
See, I've been potted so long, I know all the caveats now. I would have said full stop period 2 years ago, but now I know there's Drake out there, there's Eminem out there. You got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But he's garnered his success from hip hop. He's able to do all of this on the back of hip hop. Why are we not talking about that?
Why is he not talking about that?
I feel like he is in his interview. Based on what I saw.
Bro, that interview was pretty surface level, bro. Like, you didn't really get it. You didn't really say much of anything.
It's a morning show interview. Really? You want a 40-minute sit down on a morning show?
He's talking to Gayle King, bro.
But I will say this, Sin. You made a great point. In all seriousness, now that we got the funny shit out the way. The part about legitimizing hip hop. He has his fascination with Michael Corleone, that Jay-Z guy. And it reminds me of The Godfather 3. With that whole shit, the Immobiliare, how he was trying to do that shit to make his family business legitimate. And he basically lost a lot of shit fucking with that. Like he spent his whole life trying to make the Corleone family business legit to the point that his daughter died. We're not saying that for Hov, but what I'm saying is he's bent himself into a pretzel to make himself be viewed as much more than a rapper that made it. And I think in certain cases, especially this conversation about his presence in Hip Hop 50, being more concerned with what he views as the bigger picture. And I'm never going to argue with the other guy's bigger picture. That is taken away from his surface level, his ground floor, which is hip hop. What do you say to that?
Say it again. What
I'm saying, his need to be accepted by, for lack of a better phrase, white America.
Yeah,
taken away from his hip hop, the love hip hop has for him.
Right. And again, I see both sides. I see the side where, you know what I mean? It's really, look, I'm nervous to make this analogy, but really like this Jay-Z versus Nas, you know, debate that's been going on for 20 plus years. It's really like the Martin versus Malcolm debate in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Jay is like Martin in the sense that, like, you know, like we're gonna force them to accept us. You know what I mean? We're gonna force them to you know, let us into their institutions. We're gonna force them to look at us as legitimate and put us on the same rung as they are.
Right.
Whereas a Nas is like, yo, like, I'm not even worried about all that. We have what we have. This is our thing, and we're gonna celebrate our thing within us. Fuck them. We're gonna do us, and that's, you know what I mean. And I see it from both angles. You know what I mean?
Both sides do play a role, though.
Right, but I'm always gonna lean more towards the Nas angle, the Malcolm angle. Like, fuck what they saying, fuck what they trying to do, fuck how they look at us. I don't even give a fuck about them. Like, it's us, we got us, and we're gonna do us. You know what I mean?
Respectfully. The next thing that we got to get into is the actual topic at hand. I kind of felt like we needed to say something about the interview at large. We couldn't just not talk about that. Part 1 is out. By the time y'all watch this lunch hour, part 2 should have been out already, and we'll spin back for part 2 with the live on Monday. But nevertheless, he says that he's not making music unless he has like something important to say, or it just has to mean something. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, I'm gonna bat lead off because I found that statement to be very interesting. Now, for the sake of honesty, do I want 97 Hove in 2023? Nah, I don't think I need that. But do I want 444 Hove? Because he really loves. I think 444 might be his favorite shit because he holds that album. Like when you know his Hove, when you talk about his albums, he references 444 quite often. He really loves that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's the artist. I'm not here to argue with Jay-Z about his raps, but I don't like 444. What I like, I would like more of a more Magna Carta sounding album, whereas like he's still, you know, Boss Hove, somewhere between 444 and Magna Carta with better beats. That's what I'd like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to say that it has to be something important, Jigga Man, it felt like a cop out the jar. You know what I mean? You gave us a fucking 4-minute verse. So we know you got some shit to say. It don't even have to be a fucking 13, 14 track album. Niggas is dropping EPs in it, 5 to 7 tracks, and dip off. You know what I'm saying? I think he's copping out. I'm beginning to wonder if he's in fact run out of things to say. Like in a creative way. Is the barrel empty, Sin? Is Hove toast? I'm being disrespectful, I know, but I gotta ask.
I don't think
it's a question.
I mean, the way he worded it felt a little disrespectful, but and I'm not even the Hove fan here. You're the Hove fan, but
yeah. It's provocative.
It gets people going.
Yes.
But look, I think, you know, look, Jay has done so much in his career. You know what I mean? Classic albums, hits, business-wise, stature. Look at his
every
wife.
box, bro. Every
you know
box.
What I mean? Every single, like, once you've literally ticked off every box, and you look at your list of everything you've accomplished, you're like, shit, what the fuck else is there to do? Like, he basically feels like he has to invent a whole new box to tick off. And at this point, it's what is he 50? What 53? He's like 53, something like that. Like he's lived a full, successful, beautiful life. You get to that point where it's like, yo, shit, what the fuck else is there to really inspire me? You know what I mean? And it just, to me, it just sounds like he's looking for inspiration, and that's not an easy thing to do. You're a fucking billionaire. Your wife is Beyonce, like, and I'm sure he's heard the chatter, like, you rapped about being married to the baddest chick in the game, wearing my chain, and the Basquiat's on the wall, like. Yeah, if I was him, it's very, very difficult to put myself in those kind of shoes. But if I'm him, I would think I would also struggle to find something of importance, or it's not even important, isn't the real word. It's something relevant to say. You know what I mean? In my music. So I understand it. And I definitely don't want him to force it. I don't want anybody to force, because I don't want no forced half-ass shit. You know what I mean? You got to feel it, or don't do it at all.
You know what? I got a take, but I want to hear from Beanie. What do you think about this?
I get it. Like y'all pretty much said it. He's done a lot, so you don't want to just keep spinning the wheel back. But me personally, bro,
that's what I'm waiting on. Deanie, if Joff came to Deanie and said, you know what? I don't want pod no more, bro. I only want to pod if it's something important. After all the shit we done talked over the years.
I'm cooking. I'm tight. Right. Super tight.
Okay.
I'm pulling up to Canarsie, bro. We talking in person, baby. Like the way I think it's more. I don't think it's just something to say. I think it's, and first of all, the thing I want to jump in is not being inspired with all the great rapping that's been going on over the last 3 years or so, 4 years. No inspiration, bro. All the shit Nas doing, Griselda doing. If nothing else, you want to jump back in there and just say, you know what, this nigga Nas been smoking niggas. Niggas is starting to, niggas who was fucking with me who said I had it over Nas is starting to kind of say Nas had it. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, that should get you back in the ring, bro. Just to show niggas you still got the lyrical dexterity. I personally, if I got a tape of 2 verses of what I got out of that fucking J Electronic album, I'd be happy, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. If he was spitting like he was spitting on that J Elect album, I got 2 verses, pretty much like the 1 verse he gave us on all them joints. I'd be a happy camper. I'd keep it a bean. It's not necessarily just something, because Jay always gonna have something to say, bro. His life is too vast. The shit he's living is too vast. The shit he's been through is too vast to not have something to say. It's more like, with all the good rapping going on nowadays, if it's not like exceptional, this is Hove. The bar's high, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at the bar we holding Benny to. Yeah. Imagine the bar we gonna hold Hove to. So it might be, I might feel like, yo, I don't want to fail. It might be, I just don't want to fail type shit. You see how people felt about Kendrick shit. He was gone 5 years. He came back. The world wasn't jacking it. Most people wasn't jacking it the way most people wasn't jacking it. You feel me? He don't want to go that route, bro. He don't want to miss the mid 444. He don't
always gotta throw Kendrick under the.
Yeah, that really hurt Beanie.
He's relevant, bro.
Really hurt Beanie, bro. All right, so here's what I'll say. Here's my take. Deanie, you're walking that path, bro. You were on the road to my take, so I'm gonna just pick it up from here. We running the relay race. I think Hove, he sees what Esco is doing. And he knows I could have the argument, the allure of the argument. Because for as much as we want to say whatever about 444, there's a lot of niggas that stand for 444.
I love it.
There's a lot of niggas like myself that stand for his general catalog. But if he does drop, if he does decide to come outside, and it is not well received after 6 from Nas,
well received too.
The argument is done, and he knows that it's over with. There is no more argument. You can still argue right now, because a whole fan, and be clear, Nas fans, y'all live on Earth. The whole fan is gonna say what y'all celebrating Nas for now. Hove did it in the late 90s to the early aughts. That is the argument. You've seen the conversations happen on X. It is what it is.
I'm sorry. What's the argument is what?
Like whole fans will feel like, oh, Nas is active and he's putting out a lot of work.
Right.
Hov did that already. That's what Jay-Z fans would say. We know that.
7 straight summers.
I've seen the arguments on
once a year, not twice. Not
no. But what I'm saying,
6 and 3.
I'm just telling you what they're gonna say, Sen. I'm not saying that I'm co-signing it. I'm just saying that y'all hype because your man is putting out fire and is active super consistently. Our guy did that already. That's what, and he did it with digits. That's what they're gonna say. I'm a Jay-Z fan. I know all the counter arguments. You know what I'm saying? Hov knows if he dropped now, it's over with. But Dini, you had a bar a couple months ago that landed for me when we were first talking about Jay and his hip hop 50 thing. And you said he's tone deaf. And I think him making this comment shows how tone deaf he is. And it's not necessarily a negative. It's just his life is just in a different space. Right. All these fans are saying that Nas passed you. All the great rapping that's going on, all the niggas fighting your little bars, all the coke rappers using a whole reference. He must not be listening to any of this shit. He must not be on social media, because if he sees what's going on with Nas and hearing the noise, and he sees what niggas is rapping about or hear what they rapping about like that, he will be motivated. I think Jay-Z is tone deaf.
So I wanted to jump in when Dini said what he said a few minutes ago about the space, and you got Griselda, you got the Ransoms, you got Rome, you got like all these, you got Nas doing what he does.
Shit, Freddie Gibbs. I'll throw Freddie.
You got Freddie Gibbs. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dope music and a lot of great top tier rapping going on out there. I don't think he's tapped in to any of that, honestly.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's tone deaf. I just think he's detached. I just think he's not, you know, the life he's living, like he's not on Apple Music. I'm sorry. He's not on Tidal on Friday morning. You know what I mean? At midnight, like that new Ransom job. Like he's not doing that.
You right.
You know what I mean?
But you crazy if you don't think he listened to at least one of them new Nas joints though, bro. I can't believe he ain't listening to not one of them Nas's. I don't believe that, bro. You wanna
he not us, bro. He lives a different life. You know how I know he not really plugged in, and Sin created the idea in my head just yet. The fact that all this Griselda shit has dropped since he stood next to them, and none of them niggas got a verse. He's not plugged in. And the way they talk about Hov in interviews, they revere that man. They talk about Hov be like hitting them and still giving them game to this day. And they ain't getting a verse.
Shit, he just took a picture with Rock Marcy.
Yep.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
A lot of niggas that'll take that dinner.
Yeah, nigga. He told you take the money, bro.
Nice.
Like that's the one thing. Like in the jigger man, to quote me, haters love to talk about that. But Hov told you to take the bread. Cash is always king. A nigga like Jay is always gonna tell you to take the money. But speaking of taking the money and 500,000 and things of that nature,
talk about it.
Mass appeal.
Yes.
Doing big things.
Basketball.
Shout out Steve Stout. Shout out Nas. Shout out the hedge fund that was the venture capitalist part of me that was part of that whole movement. Consider Rap Snob. Can you lay the foundation for what's going on here?
Look, man, for a very long time, there's been a lot of talk all over the culture from a lot of people. A lot of, sometimes it feels like a lot of talking heads, a lot of ideas like, wouldn't it be great if, and then like there's no follow-up, nobody actually does it. Nas is putting the money where his mouth is. For a long time, people have been saying, hey, look, our legends are not properly compensated. Our legends, like we see the stories, we hear the stories of, an aging, hip hop legend having, health issues or unfortunately passing away and stuff like that. And like if they had the bread for the proper care, if they had some type of coverage, like maybe we could have avoided that. And so, Nas, along with Steve Stout and a few other folks, are putting together this program. I think it's like a benefit of some sort. And the first two recipients are going to be Rakim and Scarface, and they're going to get $500,000 each, and they're going to get healthcare coverage. And I think this is a beautiful thing because, again, we've been talking about this in the culture. A lot of people have been talking about this in the culture for a very long time. And to actually see it come to fruition and see that Nas is a part of this. And this is, you know what I mean? Like, this is, and I'm going to get personal for a second because this is why I love Nas. He always, you know what I mean? While Jay is looking forward to see, like, what the next move is, Nas is looking back and saying, yo, like, how, like, the way things were, how could we make it better for us right now so that somebody like Rakim, somebody like Scarface, they put in so much work. They laid so many foundations, you know what I mean? Like, Nas would not rap the way Nas raps if it wasn't for a Rakim, you know what I mean? He might not have the storytelling ability that he has without a Scarface. So he's looking back and saying, yo, these are the people that laid the foundation for me to have the success that I have. It's only right that I reach back and I put some money in their pocket, some real money in their pocket. No matter what Sci-Hi the Prince says, $500,000 is some real fucking money.
You know what? I never can I just jump in for 1 second?
Yeah.
Can we please stop poo-pooing racks? 500,000 is something to me, nigga. I like when we talk. Stop, so all you regular niggas. Stop acting like 500K ain't shit. All you niggas who've touched $1 million, shut the fuck up, because it just don't apply to you. Go ahead.
Facts. Nah, but that's it, man. Like, you know, put some real money in their pocket. Money that they should have got a long time ago, but the record business is what it is. They were pioneers. They were trying to figure it out as they went. And get them some fucking healthcare coverage. Now, the only thing, which is huge, it's major. My only concern about this is, all right, so that these are the recipients this year, because I'm guessing this is going to be like an annual thing.
Right.
Who are going to be the recipients next year, and what's the criteria? How do they go about choosing this? I can see a lot of OGs coming out and being like, yo, like, I laid the foundation just as much as such and such laid the foundation. Where's my $500,000? Where's my coverage? You know what I mean? So I'm a little concerned about that.
You know what?
I'm a little concerned about that.
You was about this. I was thinking something too, but I'm like, we already got the connect, so I ain't gonna.
Yeah, no. Please don't do it.
I wasn't gonna do it.
We know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
I thought about him immediately.
But I was like, damn it, man.
Nas giving out 500,000, and I can't get 500,000.
So that's my only concern. Other than that, this is beautiful. More of this, please. Shouts to Nas. You know what I mean? Always looking for the forefathers. You know what I mean? Making sure they get their respect.
That's a fact. Dini, talk to me, bro. When you saw that news, like, how did that make you feel, B?
Touched my heart, man. It's one of those things where you're appreciative of the whole shit happening, but the other half of you is like, about fucking time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is something that should have been established like years ago. Shout out to Nas, Steve Stout, the Horowitzes. They had a big hand in putting this together. Couldn't really happen to two better MCs, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Rakim the God, you know, Scarface is basically the South's Rakim, if you know what I'm saying, depending on who you ask. Like, they're pioneers. They've opened the doors for future generations. They've influenced a lot of MCs. Like you just said, Sim, we wouldn't have a lot of shit we have now if it wasn't for them two artists. So I'm really happy for this. As far as what you were saying going forward, I hope it's not a 2 recipient wave a year. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of vets who deserve this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that paved the way, and a lot of people that they may not have because Rakim still earns a living, bro. Rakim still performs. I'm not exactly sure what if Scarface still performed, but I know he had a show or something like that. So
and he also had some health issues too.
He did.
Important for him. You know what I mean?
So that's did he get was it kidney or liver?
I think it was a kidney issue. Yeah.
So salute to Scarface. It's beautiful to see that it's beautiful to see how far this shit has become. Like, I know we always talk about Jay. I feel like in a lot of ways Jay is kicking in those new doors, and I feel like Nas is like laying the cement after, like, not after Jay kicks it in, but when he comes through the door too, he's laying cement. Jay, as much as we want to say about Jay, like, there are a lot of doors open now that we didn't have maybe 5-10 years ago due to Jay. You know what I'm saying? It's a salute to Nas because that's the same thing. But I'm here for this, man. I really want to know if you had to give it to one person next year, who would you give it to? Who is the person you would want to hand it to next year? Just one. Give me one. Yeah, give me one.
Shit. G-Rap.
G-Rap. What's Brolic homie name? Who's mad? Who's beefing with Eminem again? Melly Mel.
Melly Cass. Shout out to Grandmaster Cass.
That whole crew. I feel like because they opened the initial door.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to count nobody chicken, but they ain't cashed out the way a lot of people have benefited off the work they put in financially.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it wouldn't hurt if them as the forefathers got in on that cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure. But what I will say about this is I love that hip hop has got to this point where it's like they're starting to really take care of themselves as far as the young G's, the youngers who came in behind the OGs. Pause. Because Nas showed up in the early 90s. So he wasn't that far removed from the late 70s into the 80s era of hip hop. He got to witness the whole thing. So he's taking care of his forefathers. I love that these guys have gotten into this place where they could do so. Whereas, like you said, Hov is doing certain things on the political side. And even in hip hop, like there's always some shit that comes out later down the road where he did this and he did that and he put on for niggas. I think didn't like he loaned Lil Wayne money, some crazy like a year ago. It was some shit with Wayne and Hov had to look out for him.
Tax money.
Right. So and I mention that because it's like the first thing niggas do when Nas does something epic like this is they run to Jay-Z. I think Guns, BGS, homie. Much love. You tag us in everything. You keep us away if we not on point. But I didn't like the fact that Nas did something, so let me go indirectly shit on Jay-Z and say he does shit for tax write-offs and things of that nature. Like, bro, like philanthropy is philanthropy. Everybody has a role to play. Like we can't get into this thing where like everything one guy does is shitty, and then we're gonna deify everything the other guy does. At the end of the day, they both are facilitating something that makes people in the culture and around the culture benefit from it. And let's look at it that way. Like, and honestly, when it comes to Jay and Nas, my man, unless you part of the Rock Nation family or the Knowles family or the Jones family or you're a Mass Appeal exec, you don't know these people. So just celebrate the music. Let's fight about Jay-Z and Nas music. But now we debating everything they do, bro. That shit whack. I'm gonna just put it on whack. We not debating everything they do. I'm keeping it to the music, B. I don't know these people. I'm not swearing for none of them. If Hov get jammed up with some tax evasion right now, I'll come on the Rap Roundtable and talk bad about him. Because I don't know this nigga. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I know his music. I know Nas music. I'll argue the music. This shit y'all do is going too far. We debate philanthropy now? What's next? If they start a cooker show, you can debate the ingredients they put in next? Nas scrambled his egg better. Like, come on, fam. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I don't know if I could just play devil's advocate for 1 second.
Go ahead.
Jay could have done something like this a long time. But
how much other shit you want this nigga to do? Like, ain't like he ain't doing nothing.
He didn't do Hip Hop 50. Oh, he didn't give the forefathers no $500,000.
You right.
You know what I mean?
If you think Hov ain't hit off Scarface quietly and don't want that publicized, you are mistaken.
But the fact we hold Jay to like that accountability where it's like you must take care of all problems in hip hop, that means something, bro.
You just threw me the alley, bro.
But he's a billionaire with a
no.
A hip hop billionaire.
It's different.
I got it. Y'all hold Hov to GOAT standards while simultaneously say he's not the GOAT. Like y'all can't have it both ways. My cape is on tonight. I'm sorry. It's been a minute since I put the cape on, but it's on tonight. You can't do that. You want to do all the shit that the GOAT is supposed to do, but then say he's not the GOAT. Nah, either he is or he ain't. Your GOAT doing what he's supposed to do. If that's the case, and we can leave it like that. Any arguments in?
It is. I might save it for another day.
We got a lot of content to put out. You know what I mean? But let's get into our final topic of this lunch hour. We don't want nobody to get fired. You know what I mean? Also, time out. Y'all see it there, but real quick, I forgot. If you're at this point in the show and you haven't hit the like button, I'm going to start calling y'all some haters. Whatever the number is in the chat, hit that like button, please. And if you watch the show, we still got about, I want to say, 34% of our viewers are not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. And Matt, you see our subscribers, we had 11K now, by the way. You see our subscribers going up. Could you imagine if everybody who watched this hit the subscribe button? We'd probably be at 10, 20K already. Yep. So hit that subscribe button. Comment if you're not watching the stream. Hit the like button. Yeah, you know you watch.
Show love.
300 likes, preferably 350, but we'll take 300. Let's make this happen. Roundtablemerch.com. Get your merch. If you're feeling generous, hit that Cash App. The Rap Roundtable. Now, in the group chat, some subtweets came in today from Boldy James. And, you know, I found them to be very interesting. It reads, I'm not paying no nigga unnecessarily for shit I put together. You catch what you kill with me. So since people want to play hardball, bet, it's on. He follows it up by saying, Dash and Carter made a bankroll together, but even they parted ways due to business. I make my own plays. I call my own shots. And then finally he says, who built this shit from the ground up? Me. That's who. I'm to the point where I know I can do most of this shit myself. So I read these tweets and I'm like, it sounds like he's talking to Westside Gunn. We have no evidence to support it, but I'm speculating. Since it is our Griselda correspondent, what's going on?
Oh man, first the Fat Boys breakup. Like, look, I hope the speculation is off base. You know what I mean? But it sure does. Look, Westside Gunn is out here super active, and he already got like one other underground MC shooting at him like every day on Twitter. So I don't know what's going on in that space right now. I hope if there is an issue, they could work it out. But I mean, Boldy kind of has a point. Whoever he's talking about, Boldy came up on his own grind. Like he don't need Westside Gunn. He doesn't need whoever else he might be talking about. Like he's definitely got his own lane, his own fan base. You know what I mean? There's people that are Boldy James fans that don't really rock with the rest of Griselda. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely built his own fan base from the ground up. So, you know what I mean? But whoever he's talking about and whatever he got ahead of him, I have full confidence that he's gonna keep carving out his lane and keep putting out dope projects, keep putting out, you know, dope material. But you know, there's enough strife in that space right now. I hope if it is a problem, they work it out and they just move forward.
I don't know, Sin. I'm concerned because, like you said, you had the underground taking shots at West. Husk Kingpin has been very active on Twitter for like since I would say, and then you pray for me dropped. He's been throwing a lot of tweets out there. Husk Kingpin is very upset at Westside right now, and to the point that he's claiming his respect for the space, and he's pulling receipts to show that it was him and Rock Marcy who were really the forefathers of this shit, well before Griselda had to take over. But Dini, are people tired of Westside Gunn? Is Westside Gunn a shyster? Are we missing something here? Help me out.
I don't think he's a shyster. But I do think when you're like an independent act and you link with a crew, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you're used to doing this shit by yourself, you might have the mentality like, you know, I don't really need that shit. You get what I'm saying? But I just feel like if that's the case between them two, stay off the internet with this shit, bro. Like my shit is, the internet shit always irks me because you lead to too much speculation. There's too many people who are able to fill in the narrative for you because like the door's open. Everybody just thinking Westside Gunn because we can't really fathom who else it would be. But I just don't like when the speculation is open like that. If it was Westside Gunn, you could have just said Westside Gunn, bro. Like right. as far as what Sin said, I always give niggas props when they say something I fuck with. Yeah, I knew a Boldy way before I knew he was a part of Griselda. You know what I'm saying? He was cooking. Detroit fucks with their artists, bro. They really fuck with their artists. So he was already cooking. Like he was already on the come up before he even stepped into that lane. But now he's in that lane with them. And I thought that was a beautiful pairing. But I don't know, man. Westside Gunn don't strike me as the type that do niggas dirty. He seemed like the type that kind of bend over backwards to make a lot of shit work. So the whole shit to me seems kind of weird. I would love if Boldy, you should pull up to the Rap Roundtable and talk about it. I would love if Boldy like chops that up and breaks that down a little more, further elaborate what he's talking about. Because I'm I'm thinking Westside Gunn like y'all thinking Westside Gunn, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's what I'll say. I know off the record we've had conversations about Redacted, and we said that Westside's curation doesn't necessarily work for Redacted. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if there's creative strife with Boldy and Westside. Maybe Boldy feels like I just dropped Fair Exchange and No Robbery. Niggas love that album. Mm-hmm. Depending on who you talk to, they call that a classic. I know Craven be on Twitter talking about that album every other day. Talking about the album art, the samples and shit. Like he loves his work on that album. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I wonder if this, like, if Boldy feels like, why am I waiting on this nigga to greenlight some shit when I've proven time and again that I don't necessarily need the outfit to do what I do best. Again, he's not talking about Westside. But let me go back to this tweet because it's like, who the fuck else are you talking to if it's not Westside? Dash and Carter made a bankroll together, but even they parted ways due to business. I make my own plays, I call my own shots. This doesn't read like a nigga that's signed to a label. A label who's, it ain't like Griselda's A1 independent. Griselda has a situation through Empire. Yeah. So you sound like you ready to wash your hands with this situation. Mm-hmm. Who built this shit from the ground up? Me? If it ain't West, then who, nigga?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And what would cause that? And it's like, Dina, you right. Like, why are we running to the internet? Why we can't just, if you're not gonna add him, you're not gonna say his name, just slowly move away from Griselda and eventually continue to do your own thing. Why does everything have to be so messy and public on the internet?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about, you know, the access that we have to artists, you know, thoughts and whims on social media. That, you know what I mean, if that's their knee-jerk reaction, is like, yo, let me go to Twitter. And that, you know what, and I don't even want to put that on Boldy because it's not like Boldy be tweeting all that much. So he must have felt really strongly about this to go to Twitter and you know, and air it out. But yeah, it's just it just creates this vagueness where, you know what I mean? And this is the thing that gets me, because then they get mad when the readers and listeners assume. And I'm like, but you put it out there and then put no names. Like, that's the only thing we can do at this point.
Fill in the blanks.
You know what I mean? It's like a Mad Lib. You know what I mean? Not the producer, but like the game, Mad Lib. You just fill in the blanks where you can. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man.
You left us a multiple choice question with only one answer to bubble. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, Westside Gunn. All right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what else is there? You know what I mean? But on a serious note, it's like, this sucks. Like, if this is accurate and there is a falling out, and now that I think of it, maybe I'm wrong. Was Boldy on And Then You Pray For Me? I gotta know. He was, right?
He was on one joint.
But he wasn't featured. He wasn't treated right. He kind of was treated the way Rome was treated.
Yeah.
Like, Stove is clearly the pet project. For Westside. Yeah. Meanwhile, the most recent Griselda classic comes from Boldy James. Arguably. You know what I mean? Because somebody goes, I don't listen to Boldy, he's boring. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
And look, while we're speculating, we might as well keep going down the rabbit hole. This whole new direction that Westside, Westside is eating off this new direction, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's what did I send it to you guys?
Yeah, I would say I was saying that for 82.
Okay.
Or 83.
Yeah. Like #1 emerging artist on Billboard or something like that.
Big deal.
You know what I mean? He's getting all these different looks. He's probably telling everybody in the camp, like, yo, y'all gotta get on this bandwagon right now. You know what I mean? And, you know, Boldy might be, I want to keep fucking with Craven. I want to keep fucking with Alchemist. I don't want to, you know, I want to do that trap shit. Who knows?
Maybe.
That's a good point.
Is this some underground or /overground Diddy shit where Westside is cashing out because he's the face of the movement and niggas is feeling slighted? Because, you know, I think Marcellus Wiley in sports always says, once you start seeing shit go crazy, it's for one or two reasons: money or a girl. In rap, when artists are getting crazy like this on the internet, it's usually just money. It comes back down to money. Yeah. So I'm wondering if something is funny somewhere financially that will eventually come to light down the road, because this seems like there's a creative issue that stems from the financials not being right.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? This was a good lunch hour, though. I'm sorry that we lost Mace, but the internet, this is an internet-based show. We can't. As much as we want to hear from Mace, when the connection ain't connecting and it goes back to the Lang era, we gotta make a decision.
Hey, yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, don't do that to me.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm talking about the connection. The internet connection was wonky. Yeah, that's all. You know what I mean? I already said it to him in the text. I told him, same shit I said to you just now, I said it in the text. This shit was rough, bro. He was like, you know what? My shit fucked up. I don't want to mess the production up. And Mace thinks the game. He was like, I could come back on and keep trying to make it work or just bail out. He's like, you know what? My connection, where I'm at, it ain't working. Y'all cook. Mace, we missed you. We'll have him for, I think, what are we dropping? 83's next?
Yep.
We'll have Mace in the studio for 83. We got the live coming up on Monday. It's the Rap Roundtable. Get your merch. Dini the Balance. Take us home, man.
Yo, salute to y'all for rocking with us. You already know what it is, man. It's the Rap Roundtable. Salute to Jarv, the point guard. Sincere, the rap snob. Macito, voice of the industry, my guy. I'm Dini, the Balance of the Force. With our powers combined, man, it's the Rap Roundtable. The Vaughn to Lunch Hour. You dig? Boom!
Sir.
Hit the like. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Hit us on the socials. Copy your merch. Get with us.